Hey team and parents, I know that this is not how we expected to give you all the details and the need to know information, but you are going to kind of get a quick fire information session. That way you don't have to watch a video for too long. Thank you so much for being flexible and willing to pivot. You are watching this video because either you are a student or an adult going on the mission trip to Memphis with our high school students, or you're a high school student going on the trip. So here's the information that you need to know. All of the documents are accessible in links provided in the email with this video. So you've got your info sheet if you want to follow along as you watch or listen. We're going to go through this info sheet and hit on a couple other details. But first and foremost, the basic information, the date are June 19th through the 24th. We are going to fly into Memphis from Houston. We have a flight on Southwest out of IAH, so a little bit of a shorter drive to an airport this year. Obviously with Southwest, your first 2 checked bags are free, so that is a bonus. And then we'll be renting cars in Memphis and able to transport ourselves to Brinkley Heights Baptist Church and their charter school, which is where the whole mission trip with Street Reach is based. And then we are staying on campus at Brinkley Heights Academy, which is an outreach of the church. So a little bit of information about Brinkley Heights Baptist Church. They are a teeny tiny, like 1-room little church that years and years ago saw a need in the North Memphis community and began to do outreaches in the neighborhoods through backyard Bible clubs. And as they were reaching these families through their kids, they started offering different financial classes, different financial classes for the parents to help them understand what poverty was and then how to help get them out of poverty. Then they noticed a need for education, so they have a charter school now that they also run. And then they've continued on with their backyard Bible clubs through an organization that they have named Street Reach. So one church began to just meet need after need after need in the community. So each of those entities is like all tied together through Brinkley Heights. But we are going to be staying on campus. What they do is take the classrooms, empty them of all their desks, fill the classrooms with bunk beds. There's a guy's wing, like a guy's hallway, a girl's hallway, and then there's the gym where we hang out and play basketball just during a little bit of downtime, like a 30-minute window of downtime in the evening. And then we have a cafeteria where we also eat all of our meals together. So that's where we're going to be staying. So you will end up on your packing list. Eventually you're going to bring bedding for a twin size bed because it's bunk beds. So that is some of the basic information. Then the team meetings that we have. The team meetings are incredibly important. Students, you do not want to miss team meetings. In fact, we recommend that you don't because this is where you get to know the team and you get to prepare for the things that we're doing. While we are in Memphis, we are going to be doing what's called backyard Bible clubs. It's basically a very grassroots VBS. There's 4 stations. There's Bible story, music, games, and crafts. And we are literally doing these things in the middle of the field. So we are going to spend time each meeting planning these different activities that we're going to do with the students. Now, like I said, it is a backyard Bible club. So we will be meeting in a lot of open fields. We're going to be assigned to one specific location. We will then be sent out in smaller teams of probably 3, and we're going to walk the neighborhoods on certain routes. Each team has a route. We walk the neighborhoods, pick up the kids from their houses, and walk with them back to this park or empty lot in a neighborhood. Sometimes that's where they meet. And then we are going to do the rotation of Bible club. It's like 15 to 20 minutes per station, so it's pretty short. And then we walk them back and then to their homes. Then we hop in our vehicles, go back to Brinkley Heights Academy, have lunch, and take a little bit of a breather. And then we do an afternoon activity. It's going to be anything from a prayer walk, praying at the other Bible club sites, doing an afternoon sports club, which is kind of a relaxed Bible club with kids maybe from a different location. We may have a rotation where we actually clean the facilities that we're staying in. And then there's also opportunity maybe for even a laundromat ministry where we go to a laundromat and we actually pay to wash other people's clothes. So they are gifted free laundry cleaning. So a lot of different opportunities, and we're actually gonna find out what we're assigned to when we get there. So just be open and available and ready. Last year, we did the cleaning of the facilities, a prayer walk, which was incredible, and then an afternoon like sports camp with the kids. So we got got to do kind of a little bit of everything. When we're there, we're gonna be assigned 2 interns. Those interns are going to lead us through our entire week. They're gonna take us to our site. They're gonna meet with us to make sure, like every hour, to make sure that we're ready for whatever is next. And they're gonna be kind of our best friends and our guides through the process. So the way that Street Reach works is just incredibly organized, and I'm so thankful for how they operate. So we're going to unpack little pieces of each thing that we're going to be doing with Street Reach at each of our meetings. So come to those meetings, and that way you get a full picture, and we get to bond as a team before we're actually on the ground in Memphis. There is, let's see, what else do we have? Yes, okay, there is obviously a cost associated with this mission trip. And here's what it is. It is $1,300, and that pays for absolutely everything you'll need, minus maybe 2 meals while we're traveling. But you do not have to hand me $1,300 all together right now. We want to equip you with different ways to help raise the funds. And I'm also looking at, are there things that we could be doing as a team to lighten the cost a little bit for each person? But here's a couple of the things that I recommend. Support letters. Write a list down of every single person that you know, that your family knows, family and friends, coworkers, who may be willing to pitch in for your trip. I have a sample support letter where all you have to do is like fill in your name, and maybe you can edit through so it sounds a little bit more like you. And then you'll send all of this list of people the letters. They can give online to our student mission trip fund in just through our app, and that way they don't have to send a check, or they can send a check or give you cash, and you can turn those things into me, and I'll be keeping track of kind of where you're at with your funds. You can also do a t-shirt fundraiser. There's an organization called Fund the Nations. We've had students in the past raise their entire amount for a mission trip based on their t-shirt sales. You basically pay for the cost of the t-shirt. So say the t-shirt costs $6 and you sell each shirt for $20, then you get that $14 towards your mission trip for every shirt that you sell that overage. So you can do that. I've had people do something where they flamingo people's yards. They get those goofy pink lawn flamingos, a bunch of them, and somebody will pay them $20 to go and put all the flamingos in someone's yard. And then they leave a note with the flamingos that says, to get these removed, call this number and pay them $20. And then you can pay another $20 to have them put in someone else's yard. I had a student one year who raised at that time it was a $1,500 trip, raised all of her funds by doing something goofy like that. You can also do donation squares where you have a big chart and it's got just it's made up of a bunch of squares. Each square has a number, and that number is a dollar amount, and people will claim those squares, and that is them committing to donate that amount of money to you. So say I picked square number 21, then I'm gonna donate $21 to you for your trip. If you do a big square that has 50 spots in it, that 50 will get you $1,275. So that's a pretty good deal, right? If you do 100 squares, that is $5,050. And I'm taking on that challenge personally to do a 1 to 100 square and raise that money to help our team. So there's tons and tons of ways to raise funds. we will make sure you have access to the donation letters and to all these other options to do fundraising. People want to give to mission trips because sometimes they're not able to go, and this is them being able to partner with what God is doing. So don't be afraid to ask. You'll be surprised what people are willing to give. There are on this info sheet, there's goals. So like by meeting 1, look at trying to have this much money raised. By meeting 2, have this much money raised. By meeting 3, have this much money raised. Those are not hard and fast deadlines. They're just goals to help you kind of plan out where you're at. And then with the trip, there is obviously paperwork because we're doing a lot of traveling with minors. So there is an assumption of risk form, and this form just needs a volunteer witness, an adult witness, to sign it. And then this servant life form right here, it actually does need to be notarized. So you'll need to get this one notarized, but this one, I can be your adult witness. I can sign it. Now, if you do need a notary public, I am connecting with Miss Jerry, who works at our front office. She is a notary public, so I would love to be able to send you guys her way so that she can take care of that and help us out. So you could stop by during business hours to get anything notarized like this form. Okay, I think that's it. My goal was 10 minutes. I've gone to almost 12, but I call that pretty good. If you have any questions or need any more information, there's also the websites for Servant Life and for Street Reach. Those are the organizations that we are working with and partnering with in this. Floyd and I are so excited to take the students to Memphis this summer. We've got our intern, Seth Reed, who's going to come with us, and then Carrie Robertson is one of our other adults that is going to join along, and I couldn't be more excited about the team that's forming. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We look forward to seeing what God is going to do this summer.